What if I told you that some of the Bay Area's fastest growing suburbs are places where you can still find a great home and a great community without spending a fortune? And I'm talking about spots that are absolutely booming in 2025. Trust me when I say I've been following these markets closely, and what is happening is truly impressive. From big job expansions to lifestyle changes that are shifting how people are living in the Bay Area. Let's dive in. First of all, let me tell you why these suburbs are growing so fast. The pandemic changed everything, and its effects are still shifting our housing market in really interesting ways. Job growth is popping up in places you might not expect. We're seeing a ton of decentralized satellite offices. Tesla's expanded Fremont office is a perfect example, and Amazon's Livermore logistics hub is creating tons of jobs right here in these suburbs. Tech companies are spreading out far beyond usual tech corridors, and it's creating the opportunity for people to have jobs much closer to where they live. And coming up, I'm going to share with you which Bay Area suburb just cracked the code on wine country charm and tech connectivity. Now, all of this gets really exciting when you look at housing inventory. Inventory is finally starting to catch up with demand. Municipal approvals for big master plan communities are bringing thousands of housing units. Think about East Dublin's Fallon Gateway or Brentwood's Eastridge Ranch. These aren't just a few homes we are talking about. These are hundreds of new communities coming in and improving the way people are living in these suburbs. And lifestyle changes are driving a lot of momentum too. People want bigger yards, easy access to outdoor activity, wine country living, and a simpler way of life. These used to be nice extras, but now they are must-haves for Bay Area families. Plus, remote and hybrid options have unlocked new relocation patterns that weren't possible before 2020. Suddenly, that 45-minute commute to San Francisco isn't a daily deal anymore. And now people are choosing communities based on quality of life and not just how close it is to their work. So what we're seeing is basically a complete reimagining of Bay Area living, where careers and lifestyle come together in ways that seemed impossible just 5 years ago. And this shift is creating real wealth opportunities for people who are noticing early. But here's where it really gets interesting. Even though all these suburbs are growing rapidly, one of them is leading the pack in big ways. Hi, if we haven't met yet, I'm Amanda Elhassan, your local Livermore real estate expert. But before we dive in to what suburb is clearly on top, if you're liking these market insights, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Think of it as getting the keys to exclusive market info. Whether you're house hunting, investing, or just want to stay ahead of Bay Area trends, this channel is for you. So here's the thing. If you want growth potential and amazing livability, Livermore should be at the top of your list. Livermore's population is projected to hit over 85,000 in 2025 alone. And this puts Livermore's population at a growing rate of 0.8% a year. And this growth is coming from professional services and logistics. And I'm not talking about a crazy, unsustainable boom. This is steady, planned growth that is setting the city up for years to come of community health. Now, the new housing developments are where it really gets exciting. Master plan communities like Ruby Hill are adding hundreds of luxury homes. They have parks, walking trails, and community spaces that actually bring people together. But what excites me the most is the downtown revitalization that's happening right now. Historic First Street is getting a giant facelift, the farmers market is growing and has families coming from all over the Bay Area, and the Bankhead Theater is throwing shows that rivals a major city's performances. And let me tell you something else, the wine country growth is creating opportunities far beyond tourism. Vineyards like Wente and Kincannon are attracting all sorts of visitors, which boosts the local hospitality and retail sectors of the city. People come for wine tasting, end up realizing how cool Livermore is, and end up deciding to call it home. Pretty cool, right? But here's what makes Livermore especially appealing right now. The median home price is $1.2 million, which is actually down 4% from last year. In Bay Area markets where home prices are continuously going up, finding a community that's growing where prices are still moderate is like striking gold. Plus, homes here are going pending in about 19 days, which gives homebuyers a little bit more breathing room to make a decision when you're not dealing with that overbidding frenzy. Now, these prices might seem slightly high, but just wait until I get to the community that's rolling out hundreds of homes at a fraction of that price. I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, Livermore hits that rare sweet spot, a city that's getting more desirable while staying accessible. It's building the future while keeping that charm that makes it so special today. And this is what real community growth looks like. But speaking of communities that balance growth and accessibility, let me tell you about two suburbs that have turned public transportation into their secret weapon. These transit-focused hubs are growing really fast and for specific reasons that make them very attractive to Bay Area families. The transit access here is actually amazing. BART extensions and express buses connect Dublin and Pleasanton directly to San Francisco and Silicon Valley. That means door-to-door commute time makes living in these cities totally practical if you have to commute to work. Now, looking at real estate in Dublin, the median home price is $1,747 million. The average days on market is 28 days. These are strong sellers market numbers showing a strong demand. Pleasanton shows similar strength. The median home price in Pleasanton is $1,757 million. And the average days on market is 25 days. But believe it or not, that median price is actually down 5.5% from last year. This points to a market that's cooled a little bit, but still strong, and it gives buyers a little bit more breathing room when making a decision about buying in Pleasanton. But here's the thing about timing. Even with all these great opportunities, there is a specific window right now and it's closing fast. Smart buyers are seeing that, but more on that in a little bit. But now what really makes Pleasanton and Dublin stand out is how their business scene is growing fast. The Emerald Gateway in Dublin and the Hacienda Business Park in Pleasanton are expanding with office and mixed-use developments. These are more than just bedroom communities, they're becoming full live, work, play environments. And all that transformation is huge for creating a community. With major business hubs right there, you get job diversity, local spending, thriving restaurants and retail, and a tax base that supports great community services. Dublin and Pleasanton have basically cracked the code for modern suburban living. They built complete ecosystems where you can live a great life without having to rely on any other cities. That self-sufficiency makes them recession resistant and gives families long-term stability. Now, if transit-oriented living sounds awesome, but you're looking for something that provides a little bit more space for your money, let me tell you about the next suburb that's really hit the mark. This community is redefining what affordable Bay Area living really looks like. I like to call Brentwood the growth frontier, and let me tell you, this community deserves your attention. The housing construction in Brentwood is impressive. This community is planning for thousands of new homes by 2031, and many of them in conservation-focused neighborhoods. And let me tell you something, development here respects the natural landscape while still giving families what they're looking for in housing. And here's the big draw, affordability in the Bay Area. Brentwood's median home price is $820,000, and that is actually down 6.6% from last year. Compared to other Bay Area markets, this makes Brentwood one of the Bay Area's most accessible and affordable communities that give families more space for their money. And the family amenities popping up here are what really makes it stand out. New community centers offer space for youth sports and family activities. The city's focus on parks and recreation appeals to people of all ages. But what's smart about Brentwood's approach is the focus on conservation. This isn't a sprawl just for the sake of it. Developers are preserving open spaces and natural features while still building the density needed to support community amenities and services. So what Brentwood shows you is you don't have to sacrifice quality of life over affordability. Thoughtful planning is creating communities where families can actually grow and build wealth and roots in their community. This is the future of inclusive Bay Area growth. But if you're looking for the best of both worlds, wine country charm with a tech sector convenience, the next neighborhood is the one for you. Heading south to Morgan Hill, this community has appeal that is attracting both tech professionals and modern families. The tech commuter draw here is strong and growing. Caltrain connections make getting to Silicon Valley completely doable, and local tech employers give some residents the option to work nearby. So the mix of local jobs and regional connectivity gives Morgan Hill residents the flexibility that's hard to find elsewhere. But what really makes Morgan Hill cool are the unique attractions. There are over 30 boutique wineries and direct access to Coyote Valley Open Space Preserve. All these numbers tell a story of steady, sustainable growth. Morgan Hill's projected population growth for 2025 is 46,700 people, with moderate annual growth that doesn't strain infrastructure or community resources. Looking at the median home price in Morgan Hill, it sits at $1.3 million, which is down 2.3% from last year. Homes are pending in about 25 days, which indicates a balanced market. Now, Morgan Hill's appeal comes from connecting wine country charm to tech connectivity. You have a morning tech video call, you're having lunch at a winery, and you're biking on an open trail by the evening. And that lifestyle is tough to find in many Bay Area communities. A community that keeps its agricultural roots and embraces its natural beauty while welcoming growth. It's showing how Bay Area communities can evolve without losing their soul. Now, with all this growth, you may be wondering why timing matters so much. Let me explain why these windows of opportunity don't stay open forever. Here's the deal. Price trends and competition are creating a window that won't stay open forever. Mortgage trends are steady, but supply is limited. That combo is driving interest in these suburban markets, and buyers need to understand that the momentum is moving fast. From an investment perspective, infrastructure is coming online fast. BART expansions, highway improvements, and corporate relocations are all set to support long-term appreciation in these areas. Places that combine transit access, lifestyle amenities, especially like Livermore, are growing fast, and they are set up for continued community growth. Think about what drives real estate value over the long term. Job growth creates demands, infrastructure boosts community. This connects everyone and creates a better quality of life. New housing shows communities are planning for growth, and lifestyle amenities attract residents who invest in their local neighborhoods. These suburbs have all of these factors working together. And that's no accident. These are the results of smart planning. The communities that are seeing the biggest growth are the ones that have figured out how to balance expansion and livability. They're adding housing without losing community character, attracting businesses without relying on just one employer, and improving infrastructure without harming the city's natural features. So the key point isn't just the random market swings. We're seeing the start of a big shift in Bay Area living patterns. Communities that position themselves right during this transition will see the benefits for decades. All right, bottom line. If you're looking ahead at 2025, Livermore stands out as one of the Bay Area's fastest growing suburbs, offering real value, smart development, and a better quality of life. But these opportunities won't last long. With steady demand, limited supply, and improving fundamentals, the early movers will be the one who gain both the lifestyle upgrades and long-term financial growth. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to dive deeper on any of the Tri-Valley market updates, please reach out, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below or email me at hello@sellwithaeg.com. I am Amanda Elhassan, your local Bay Area real estate expert. Thank you for watching.